Speaking of pitching matchups, we got to talk about Triston McKenzie a little more in depth. But first, a quick reminder that if you text the number at the bottom of your screen right now, you can be signed up for the UCSS newsletter. It comes out every Monday and has some exclusive content from Earl, who writes a little article. Steve Becker puts together a top 5. We give out some member shout-outs. This week's member of the week is Curtis Thomas, so shout out to Curtis Thomas. If you're not, it costs you $0.00. Just text the number on the bottom of your screen to get signed up for the newsletter and get that exclusive UCSS content as well as a wrap-up of what you may have missed from the week before. Speaking of what you may have missed, if you didn't see what Triston McKenzie did in Columbus over the weekend, you're missing out. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 11 strikeouts, just 3 walks, which is still too many, but you can live with 3 when he's giving up no runs and striking out 11. Jay, it's been an up-and-down roller coaster for Triston McKenzie this season, including his stint in Columbus. But do you think this could be a turning point for Triston McKenzie to, at some point, work his way back into the Guardians' bullpen, rotation, whatever it may be, to help this team win come playoff time?
I hope so. Look at that picture of Triston McKenzie in the Clippers uniform. The one thing that you notice about Triston McKenzie is that guy is always smiling. Mm-hmm. I don't care if it's before a game, after a game. You won't see it a lot while he's pitching. But he just is a happy, positive ray of sunshine. And that look, I think, sums up where he is right now, emotionally and mentally. Look, we were talking about him as a Cy Young candidate. He's pitched in the minor leagues most of this year.
I just want to say, if he Triston McKenzie, like I'm in the damn minors.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was talked about as I asked him at spring training who it is. Who is it? And here he is in the minor leagues. And we tend to forget because it's been so long. But if you would have put the starting pitching that we thought we were breaking spring training with, Shane Bieber as your 1, Triston McKenzie as your 1A, Logan Allen, Bybee, Gavin Williams. With this offense, you got a 15-game lead in your division, and you're far and away the best team in baseball. But the best laid plans. Bieber is out after 2 starts. McKenzie has been bad at the big league level, and to be honest, bad in the minor leagues. We need him to be Triston McKenzie. And sometimes guys wake up. He's got the talent. That's not an issue. That is not an issue. I thought for me the issue was health. But
I still do.
His fastball velocity it's coming. I don't think he's where he was 2 years ago, but I also think that if he can return to the guy that everyone knows he can be, who cares what April, May, and June look like, and July? If he can be Triston McKenzie in August, September, and October, just like we forgot about Shane Bieber, we'll forget about bad Triston McKenzie. And that's he's part of the reason why I have this optimism that Bybee and McKenzie and Allen and Williams and now Cobb, that's a good-looking staff on paper. We know what they're capable of. Now they got to go do it. They've got to go out and do it. And if they do, I really like this team's chances.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
No. Before you go, I mean, to what Jay just said, I have the same vision, right? Because even if Triston McKenzie doesn't come back and he's a starter, the fact that he's in that bullpen, that's another weapon that you can deploy, right? Even if Logan Allen isn't a part of the starting rotation, if he get his damn attitude together.
I think this last attitude adjustment
because
worked.
That last start, the way he reacted to being taken out the game, to me, that had a lot to do with other things of why he was sent down to the minor leagues. It wasn't just how he was performing on the mound. So
no, I agree.
If he can get his attitude together and he's not even a starter, again, that's another arm that you have in that bullpen. We know what the back end of that bullpen looks like, right? And I know we keep saying if, but to your point, you look at this team as it is right now, and if we can just stabilize our pitching,
done deal.
Man, it's over with.
Yeah.
How old is Triston McKenzie?
25, 26 maybe.
26, I believe.
All right. So look,
plenty young enough.
He brought the fact up, like, you watch it. Now obviously that's a shot where he could, they could catch you anywhere with a camera and look like you're happy or not. But we all know that he's not happy being in the minor leagues, right? Nor should he be, right? The caliber pitcher he is. To me, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I've always thought this. He's in a no-win situation. And I think half of the mental issues that he's going through is he has a very difficult decision. I always thought that he should have had surgery to fix his elbow. When he opted not to, that puts you in a conundrum because you're healthy enough to pitch at a certain level, but you're not healthy enough to be at the top where you need to be.
Cy Young candidate.
So now you're saying to yourself, well, since I opted to wait it out, and that's a whole year that I missed waiting. I already lost that year. Now your clock is ticking. I'm 26. Now you're in the same thing as Shane Bieber, right? A pitcher wants that bag. It's what you're thinking about. They understand what elbows look like. They understand it's not for long. You start to be around 25, 26 with a Tommy John surgery, or you know you probably need to go get one. Like, it's hard to sign up for that.
What's really bad about this, G, is that we were told that the two sides had agreed on an extension that would have paid him and set him up for financial security for the rest of his life. And here's the worst part about that is it wasn't signed in time.
Yep.
He went out and pitched, and in his next start, he had the elbow.
Yep.
And what's really bad, psychologically, you don't think he's beating himself up and rolling the dice last year, not getting the surgery, trying to make it work, not being the same guy this year? He's got a lot going on inside his body, but he's had enough time to deal with it. And I think he's a very bright guy. Mm-hmm. And his family is very involved in his decision-making, and very much they are a tight-knit group. I think this stint in the minor leagues has been good for him. This is my hope as much as a theory. When you get knocked down, you need a standing 8 count before you've got your hands up and you're throwing punches again. I think the injury and not signing the contract before, that knocked him off his feet.
It did.
And his standing 8 count, he was trying to clear the cobwebs, and he wasn't good. I think the last 2 months for him, he's had a chance to come to grips with what's happened. I can't go back and do it over. I can't.
He has to reinvent the way he pitches almost a little bit.
Or I just got to get my mind right, because his mind hasn't been right, and why would it? Dealing with all of the stuff that he had to deal with. The contract was agreed upon. All he was waiting on were the I's to be dotted and T's to be crossed, and he messes up his elbow. So that stroke of bad luck. Then he decides not to have surgery last offseason. Then he comes back this year as a shell of himself. His velo wasn't there from the beginning. Mm-hmm. We all knew it. We all saw it. He'd have moments, but by and large, he was not good. He went to the minor leagues, was not good. I think this was a standing 8 count for him.
Yeah.
I think he's cleared his head, and now he's ready to let his arm do the talking, and he doesn't have to worry about the mind overtaking his performance like he was early this year. That's my hope and my theory.
Man, my grandmother would say, man, it's something about weathering that storm, and that blessing just hit so much different after the fact. When everything that has been sent to break you mentally, physically, everything's sent to destroy you, and you just keep bouncing back with that refusal to quit. And if he's every bit of the man that you say he is, Jay,
he is.
It's going to be beautiful on the other side of
I love your grandmother. Never met her, but I love that because there is something about that first ray of sunshine after a terrible storm. Yeah. It gives you hope. It gives you reason to keep pushing through. He's had a lot to deal with, this young man, mentally. First of all, his success came at warp speed, and he looked like a phenom. And it looked like everything was falling into place to be perfect. But what follows the setback? The comeback. And I think he has his runway now to come back. If he's right physically, and he can get the mental part of it to go hand in hand, he can be Triston McKenzie from 2 years ago.
Book it. Postseason MVP. Triston McKenzie. Postseason MVP 2024.
All right, wouldn't that be something?
Triston McKenzie.
I hope. Boy, I tell you
I love your fairy tale ending.
Yeah, I do too. I like that.
Well, that'd be a hell of a postseason ending. Speaking of another
somebody got to
postseason
write
hero,
the story.